So we're here in Parc Fermé for race 2 in the 750 Motor Club Swift Sport Challenge. I came 4th in the last race. There was a bit of contact with car 25. That cost me a podium, and not bustingly impressed with it, but that's motorsport. You can't win everything all the time. I do like to at least be in the top 10 and preferably in the top 3. Obviously everyone wants to win, but in a very close pack like this, you're doing very well. There's a vast array of different drivers, Formula 3 champions and some professional racers, down to some novices, and everyone's done very well. There's not been too much contact, so here we go. So send my window up, hoping for a better start this time. I didn't get a great start, and is Adam going? So for the second time, we've been delayed by Adam Blair not being ready on time. He's the pole sitter, so he was pole in race 1 and he got a win in race 1, so he starts from the inside of the grid. There's a lot of gravel down. So we've changed the setup slightly. Make sure my brakes work. Quite a lot more turn in. It's a little bit delayed on the new tyres. Not bad. Check the breakaway transition. Slow and positive. We're still using the Davanti Pro Tourer race in the size 195 50-15. This is a tyre I helped to develop for Davanti, and the reason I'm racing this car is myself and Adam Blair are ambassadors for Davanti tyres, because we wanted to give the competitors some confidence in this brand new tyre, and it's a control tyre for this racing series, and that's the first time ever that a brand new tyre has been the control tyre in a brand new championship. This is the first year of the 750 Swift Sport Challenge, so it's quite a privilege actually to be the, in fact I think I'm the only ever racing driver to race on the tyre that he's developed. So I'm going to grid up here, about there I think is fair, get first gear, handbrake on. Hopefully he doesn't have such a delay as in race 1. I can see Shea Brennan a couple of cars back. He's one of the novices, doing very well in his first year of racing, and he only passed his driving test a couple of weeks ago. He's a lovely chap, and I think he'll be someone to watch in the future. So I'm going to try slightly less revs this time. So I've got my bike points there. So hopefully we get a 5-second board. It was all a bit of a panic in race 1, and I didn't do a very good job at the start. I was holding second for a while. I think it's Louis Woodward, but certainly Woodward in the black car in front now. He made a slight mistake and I got through into second, which I held for a while, which was nice, but I just couldn't keep up with the straight line pace, and then that contact put me back into 4th. But no real lasting damage to Celestina, the little Swift. As I said, she's a salvage car, so she was off to be bean canned, so I think she's pretty happy that she's living out her days now as a racing car. And a lot of racing cars, or a lot of older cars actually, that would have disappeared had it not been for racing championships, have been kept alive. Which for me is good, because I like saving things. I like a salvage car. I think we're too wasteful as a sort of culture, you know, buying something new and replacing things when we can repair, restore and reuse. And I'm sure in one of my soon-to-be aired videos I will show you Fifi, the classic Beetle that took me 6 years to restore, and we're off to Tosa del Mar next weekend, which is one of the biggest air-cooled meetings in Barcelona, well, it's in Tosa del Mar nearby Girona in Spain. So heart rate's probably through the roof. I've got a Garmin checking that for me. I think it got to 150. It was 160 in the wet qualifying, which I hope the onboard VBox Automotive HD Lite with its track overlay. That should have caught that. I've also got an OLED on the dashboard here, which you may see in the setup intro video. That just helps me monitor my lap times live. It's a really good piece of predictive lap timing equipment. You can see whether you're faster or slower in each sector. So as a tool for any racing driver, I would recommend that you go onto the VBox Automotive RaceLogic website and have a look at their products and make use of that technology. So what do we got? There's somebody going up there. I think I've got the bite point. 5 seconds. Let's do 4-2. Come on, red lights, red lights. Out. There. Once we get past the initial melee, we can get our legs down. Wherever this car is behind me, it's pretty quick. Me up to third, I think. So a bit of contact helped me. Bullying the car. I'm not very quick in that bit. I'm not doing that bit very well. Someone's gone off in the background. been too early in this corner. Too deep again. Interesting where the different cars have got different speed. Tenth there, which I've now lost on the exit speed. Gone up a bit. think it's better for me hugging that inside corner. Hurts my revs. I am down on straight line speed. Not doing over 110 miles an hour though. Oops. Danger currently from 5th, but there's also no danger of me getting 3rd. I think I'm going to go back to tipping it in and getting on the throttle hard and pushing it wide. Yeah, it is faster. Looking at my little race logic there. This whole section's flat in 4th. On the power. We're getting a black and white there. I'm not sure which car's in front of me or what it's for. He does seem to be using quite a lot of the road on the way in to turn 1 there. But I'm not sure if he's on car 26. Best line. About a second a lap now. The tyres have gone very hot, I can feel it. They've gone very squidgy. We must be not far off the last lap now. That is a bit quicker if I do that, and then I pedal it out. That tyres have gone well off. lot of speed this time and get on the power earlier. Didn't cost me as much time. I can see P5, but he's battling P6. Going a bit notchy. Second's nice still. New gearbox for this race. Try this trail braking, it doesn't work. Does it? Oh, that's hurt me badly. And there's the checkered flag anyway, I'll hold on to 4. Well, that's as good as I can do. And that shows what happens when you're a clean racing driver. I let that car through, it was clearly his line. He was the guy that hit me last time, doing exactly the same thing. So I feel a bit aggrieved by that, but that's racing. It looks like we're going to be hanging around about P4 in the dry. I can't really get much more out of the car. I'm bullying it a bit too much as well. But we are down on straight line speed. I have to say thank you to the marshals. They had a horrible day yesterday, really wet. Bit of a shame that we didn't get our wet race that I really wanted. Sort of robbed me of the Senna-esque moment really, having never raced or even driven at Croft before. Never driven this car at Croft before, or the circuit, wet or dry, and I got P2. So it does feel a bit like the race that got away. As long as the car goes back on the trailer in one bit, I'll be happy. Hopefully we can stitch together something, and maybe we'll see you on the grid next year in the Suzuki Swift Sport Challenge. It is one of the greatest one-make series, very affordable, and there'll be probably a lot of pre-built cars. I know for sure that Celestina, she'll be available at the end of the season, as we're going off to do something else, which we will introduce later. I do want to go and do some classic racing, and we've got a number of racing cars. There's about 5 racing cars sat in the garage, dormant, that need the cobwebs blowing off. Wave to the crowd, wave to the marshals, wave to the photographer. We've got next to no fuel in here.